I don't know about you, but I myself am a huge fan of SH Figuarts as well as Jujutsu Kaisen. So today, in this video, we'll be covering what my ideal Jujutsu Kaisen Figuarts lineup would look like right where they left off from the Teen Gato and Gojo action figures. Some people believe that the line is dead. I myself believe that is not, and this is how they will bring it back if everything is peak. And I am under the impression that it is. So, a few things before we start this video. Number one, there are going to be light, and I mean light, manga spoilers. That'll all be shown in Season 3. It's nothing major. Again, it's light. Number two, this is just my opinion. So, if I offend you, I'm kinda sorry. So, with those things out of the way, let's begin. So, part one, the man, the myth, the shooter. I don't know about you guys, but my favorite action figure meme of 2024 was, in fact, the Where's Toji comments. I know a lot of people found them annoying, and I completely understand at some points how it was getting a little crazy, but if you really didn't think it was funny at least once, you probably would not like me in real life, because I thought it was hilarious. Specifically, the most recent example being this post, which is obviously my hero, and then I opened up the comments to see this. If you don't think that's funny, then I don't know, man. I think that he's gotta be the first figure we see from Tamashii Nations after, their year-long JJK hiatus. So, we have Toji, and he comes with quite a bit of faces, including one Gojo face for when he goes absolutely insane when he yells, "You're so right!" And that's something I wish the original figure came with, but it doesn't. So, these are the base faces I think Toji needs to come with, as well as his accessories. You got the chain knife thingy, as well as his sword, and the hidden inventory worm. I think him being made out of a soft plastic where you can actually take him off easily would be superb. And for price for this guy, I think he's going to be $88 because it's Toji. He's going to come with quite a bit of unique things. And, he's just an anticipated release. But most of these figures are not going to be this expensive because I'm having hope they're going to lower these prices as they mass produce these figures. So the prices are going to fluctuate throughout this video as we get into the remakes of certain characters. I have a few figures on my desk right now. Here's Yuji. Assuming that they aren't going to just straight up reissue these figures, I don't think they are. I think they're going to make V2s. So we're going to cover the V2 figures that I think need to happen. Starting with Yuji. And as you can tell, this is an actual figure of the SHF with customizable parts by the Toy Spot. I am not sponsored, but what I've seen from Bro, he makes a lot of cool 3D printed effects and hand painted things, and they look really nice. So if you really have that urge to get your Shibuya Yuji on, and you have the SHF, I mean, he's got you covered for the time being. So faces. I think that all of his faces having scars is necessary because we don't have any scar faces, as well as a plain Sukuna face. And the reason why that is because I think he should come with the flame arrow, Fuga, whatever the frick it's called. I just call it fire arrow, which the Toy Spot has also already made, and that would be a really cool accessory because that's one of the most iconic scenes ever, as well as an interchangeable wrist part with the Sukuna painting on. Again, Toy Spot's already made that, as well as an interchangeable back piece for the battle damage Yuji / Sukuna. And considering all the swappable parts this guy's gonna have, I think $60-ish is more than fair. I know that he's a protagonist, but I want Yuji to come with a lot of stuff and not be a budget release. We'll get into Gojo, specifically the Subway Fight version, and he's gonna have quite a few faces. I really want them to do that sadistic face as well as a super serious face, and also have all the faces be without the blindfold, so that we're not just stuck with that one single head, as well as a few basic hands, the domain expansion, all that stuff. And the reason why he doesn't really come with that much on the slide is because I think Gojo should be a budget release for this line. There needs to be figures that can get people into this line, and Gojo is that guy. I don't think I need to explain why. This leads me into the final remake of this video, the Sudu Gato. That's what I'm going to refer to him as in this video. And I think he should come with about the same amount of faceplates as Gojo, as well as the Prison Realm. Again, the Toy Spot has already made that, a normal one, and then the one with Gojo when it turns gray and the eyes, cry and all that stuff. I think that would be peak. Again, $35 because they already have the body. All you would need is just the faces, as well as a new head sculpt for this face, because if we got that on a figure, it'd be so freaking cool. But that's really it for remake figures. I know a lot of people well, not a lot of people, but some people would probably want Megumi to be remade, as well as Nobara, but they didn't really sell very well. Megumi kinda, but I think they could do Megumi later, and Nobara, you could still buy her, so I don't think they're gonna do Nobara. But now we're gonna get into the meat and the potatoes of this video, which is the new stuff. And this, if they do most of these figures on this list, I will be really, really happy, because I think these are really good choices. And I kind of set it up to be villain, hero, villain, hero. They might not do that order, but that's just the way I did it. Mahito, the goat of Shibuya, or rather the terrorist. He is going to be stacked with faces because he's a super expression-full character. That's not a word. But accessories is going to be kind of light, because I want this shirt piece to be cloth goods so that he can reveal his glistening abs. And because it's cloth goods, it's going to run you full price, or not full price, but $88, which is like the max. So, yeah, I mean, that's just the kind of the way cloth goods roll. But it's Mahito, and if he comes stacked with all this stuff, I don't think people will complain. Next, Maki. She is a character that I'm really surprised they haven't done yet, but it's because in Season 3 she has a different look, and, you know, that'll be animated later. But I want them to do this version before they do the other version, because this version would be freaking sweet. Accessories is kind of light, just a little stick thingy, because I don't think this figure should be more than $60, because Maki is a pretty popular character. She's one of the first characters you see in the show and in the movie, so I think she's like a good-ish entry point for collectors or people looking to get into the line, so I don't think she should be too much and come with that much stuff. Then we get to Chozo, which is just, oh my goodness, my boy. He has so much potential for faces, including that tweaking face. Oh my freaking goodness. It would be awesome. Accessories, I know a lot of people are like, oh, Tamashi doesn't do blood. Shut up. Yes, they did with Chainsaw Man. So I think some blood fists would be awesome, as well as piercing blood. And, you know, that would have to come with a stand to keep it upright. So I think he's going to be 70-ish, if not full 88. I'm not really sure. But if they include the bulk of this stuff here, I think it would be rather swell and worth the money. So, next up, we have Nanami. And the reason why I didn't put the Figma on here is because he's going to be a little bit different. So faces, not too much. But accessories, he's going to have these glasses that can be removed so that you can have the faces without the glasses and just show his pearly eyes. And, you know, the rest of these accessories are pretty standard with the Figma, like, you know, to have the tie wrap around his hand. But I think that his shirt, his jacket, should be cloth goods, unlike the Figma, so that you don't have to switch out the torsos, because that sucked, alright? And then secondly, he should come with a black flash, either for himself or for Yuji, or for both, kind of as Yuji DLC. And Yuji already came with a lot, and if I were to give him more, I think he would be too expensive for like a medium-ish entry point figure. So this guy's gonna have a lot of stuff in order to compete with the Figma, so he's gonna be full price. But I think, you know, this, if he comes with all this, it's gonna beat out the Figma easily. Now we're on to Jogoat, and I really didn't know what to name this guy, or what title to give him, but his potential for faces is really limitless, especially if he gets that shocked expression. Oh my gosh, we'll be eating up. Accessories are also, they can vary. I don't really know which ones to do, other than the second one. The second one would be like a necessity so that you could recreate his standoff with Sukuna. That would be freaking sweet. These other two, I mean, they're kind of optional-ish. I don't know. Tamashi does a lot of interesting fire effects. You know, they have the ace coming, so I'm sure that they could think of something. But the second one would be awesome. And, you know, considering the range of stuff that he could come with, I think he's going to be no more than $70. But he could definitely be less, depending on how many things they gave him. So, other characters. There's a lot of characters in Jujutsu Kaisen. A lot of favorites we haven't covered. You know, Panda's one of my favorites. Inumaki got a Figma. But, you know, I'm sure a lot of people would like to see an SHF of him. I don't think anybody wants Mei Mei. I don't know how that got in there. But, you know, Dagon and things like that too. There's a lot of characters, especially tied to Shibuya, I didn't cover in this video. But, you know, I think they need to focus on the core characters, which are the ones I just went over. So if your favorite character was not mentioned, I'm sorry. However, I did come up with one idea for a Premium Bandai release. And I know we hate P Bandai, okay? I get it. But I think I may have cooked here with the man who left it all behind in his overwhelming intensity. I think that if they made one Toji figure be a general release and the other one, specifically the Shibuya version, be P Bandai, that would work super duper well, because this guy has so many expressions, and the potential would just be limitless. For a character who's only in a few episodes of the Shibuya arc, there's so much cool stuff they could include with him. Except, you know, accessories are kind of limited, unless you want to include one of Megumi's bunnies that he chews on and spits out. That'd be kind of funny. But, you know, there's just a lot of cool things they could do with this figure, and I think a lot of people would love to see it. And so the price is going to kind of range. Premium Bandai is funky like that, so I can't really predict how they would do it. But this would be ideal for me, and I think a lot of people would agree. Let me know what you guys think. I don't know, but I don't think 2 general release Tojis would be the best idea. Now, assuming they do all of these figures, we're probably going to get to the point where Season 3 begins, right? Like, if they do, like, each figure that I just named, like, once every 2 months, we're going to get up to Season 3 at some point, right? So, once Season 3 begins, I think there's one character in particular they need to release a figure of, and that is my boy, Yuta. Specifically with this faceplate, it would be so freaking cool. And with the hair, it just, man, this would be such a peak figure. I don't mind the JJK0 version, but I don't have it because I would just much rather have this. So, with that out of the way, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. Let me know if there were things that you agree or disagree with, and why. Because I love talking about figures, specifically the JJK ones, because I find it so interesting. If you want to see literal action figure JJK content, I have shorts, stop motions, and reviews on the channel. I am working on a stop motion right now that is JJK themed, so be tuned for that. And yeah, that's about it from me. Hope you have a good rest of your day or night, and I'll see you guys in the next video.